All right, let's dive into something that might surprise you. Why is Gen Z turning back to faith? Now, I know, it sounds a bit unexpected, especially when you think about how we're the generation that's pretty much online 24/7, diving into the digital world, questioning everything, and honestly, trying to figure out who we are. So why, in the middle of all that, are more and more young people turning to faith? Let's start by talking about authenticity. In a world where every single post, tweet, and TikTok video gets curated, edited, and filtered, it's easy to feel like we're living in this weird, fake version of reality. I mean, don't get me wrong, social media can be fun, but let's be real, it's exhausting trying to keep up with the perfect version of ourselves. So, where do we turn when we need something real? We turn to spaces where we can just be ourselves, without worrying about how many followers we have or how many likes our latest post gets. And guess what? That's what faith gives us. It's a space where we can show up without pretending to be anything else but who we are, our doubts, our fears, our flaws, and our faith. And people don't judge you for it. It's refreshing. But let's be honest, we're not just looking for realness, we're also looking for stability in a world that feels anything but stable. Think about it. We live in a time where the news cycle is non-stop, there's constant chatter on social media, and everything feels like it's in a constant state of change. Between climate crises, political drama, economic uncertainty, and even just the random stress of everyday life, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. We're always hearing about breaking news or urgent updates, and it just doesn't stop. So what do? We turn to faith, because it offers us something that feels solid. It's a foundation we can rely on, even when everything around us feels uncertain. Faith reminds us that no matter what happens in the world, there's still hope, still purpose, and still a way to find peace. Now, let's talk about purpose, because we can't talk about faith without talking about why it matters. I think, at the end of the day, a lot of us are just trying to figure out what we're really here for. We've grown up in a world that pushes us to chase after success, the perfect job, the big paycheck, the followers, the likes, in real life. But deep down, we know there's got to be more to life than just trying to climb that ladder. We're all asking ourselves, is this it? Is this what life is all about? And here's where faith swoops in. It gives us a bigger picture. It's not just about getting the next promotion or going viral. Faith helps us realize that our purpose is about something deeper. It's about love, service, connection, and making the world a better place. But here's the thing, we're not doing it the same way our parents or grandparents did. Gen Z is blending faith with the digital age in a way that's unique to our generation. We're not just sticking to traditional church services and rituals, though don't get me wrong, those can be powerful too. We're taking our faith online. We're listening to podcasts on the go, watching online Bible studies, joining Instagram prayer groups, and even creating TikToks that encourage spiritual conversations. We're using technology to keep our faith alive and active, and that's one of the coolest things about this generation. What's also important to mention is that we're not just staying in our own little bubble. More and more young people are exploring different belief systems and spiritual practices. There's a growing interest in interfaith dialogue, where we learn from each other's perspectives. Instead of sticking to the same old formula, Gen Z is blending diverse spiritual teachings into their own journeys. We're taking what resonates with us personally and creating a faith that feels like it truly represents who we are as individuals. But here's the real game changer: community. Even with all the tech and digital space we have, at the end of the day, we still need people. We need to connect. We need to feel like we're part of something bigger, and that's where faith communities come in. Whether it's an in-person church service, a Zoom Bible study, or a group chat with friends who share the same beliefs, community is what keeps us grounded. We need those relationships, those moments of real connection with people who get it. And it's not just about sitting in a pew or attending an event, it's about walking through life together, lifting each other up, and growing in faith together. Just look at what happened with the Asbury revival in 2023. Thousands of young people came together to pray, worship, and just be in community. It wasn't some big, planned event. It was a spontaneous movement of young people wanting to experience God's presence together. That's the kind of thing we're seeing more of: spontaneous, authentic gatherings of people seeking truth, peace, and purpose in a chaotic world. Now, let's zoom out a little. The reality is, faith is more important than ever. In a world that's constantly changing, where we're constantly bombarded with information, opinions, and expectations, we need something to hold on to. Faith offers us direction, peace, and clarity. It reminds us that, at the end of the day, it's not about the noise, it's about the stillness, the peace that comes from knowing there's more to life than what we can see. So, here's a question for you. What does faith look like for you? How do you find peace in the middle of all the chaos? Are you exploring new ways of connecting with your faith? Or maybe you've got some thoughts on how faith can evolve in the digital age. I'd love to hear from you. Let's keep the conversation going in the comments below. And hey, if you found this video interesting or thought-provoking, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss out on future discussions. Catch you next time as we continue exploring faith, life, and everything in between.